Now, the wars in Iran and Ukraine will be high on the agenda in Washington today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu set to meet with President Trump at the White House. It will be their first in-person meeting since the conflict with Iran began. Mr. Trump will also host Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Both world leaders are in town for Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral. Meanwhile, things have been relatively calm in the Middle East after the U.S. and Iran paused strikes. President Trump is expressing optimism about ongoing diplomatic efforts.
We're having good talks, so we'll see what happens. I think there's a good chance that something could happen, and if it does, good. If it doesn't, we go back to doing what we were doing 2 days ago.
CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi kicks off our coverage from our D.C. bureau. Olivia, good morning. President Trump has clashed with both of these world leaders at times. So what are all sides hoping to get out of today's double one-on-one meetings?
Well, good morning, Errol. It's good to be with you. Certainly, both leaders are here for Lindsey Graham's funeral, who really was a champion of both leaders, even though they're both engaged in separate conflicts. So quite notable there. The whole point of the meetings today is stability for both sides. For Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, this is coming at a crucial moment in that war because Russia is continuing to intensify attacks inside of Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukraine is intensifying their attacks inside of Russia using long-range missiles. Ukrainian President Zelenskyy said today about their meeting that their #1 priority is an anti-ballistic defense and strategic cooperation with the U.S. He says that peace needs to be brought closer. So we know what his objective will be today when meeting with President Trump. The interesting meeting that will also be happening is between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It's their first time meeting in person since the conflict with Iran began in February. And that meeting is notable because these two leaders have really sparred in recent months. As we know, the Israeli Prime Minister came to the U.S. back in February to really convince President Trump that this was a mission that the U.S. and Israel should go on together, to go inside Iran, to take out their leadership, to deal with their nuclear capacity there. But since the war has spiraled out of control, as we know, the president said what was once supposed to be a 4 to 6 week conflict has now lasted 5 months, going on 6 months, especially as the ceasefire crumbled. So this continues to be something that looms over that relationship, which has grown quite tense. So for both leaders today, they're looking for stability in their relationships with President Trump, both here for the funeral of Lindsey Graham. Those meetings will be happening this morning before they head on to the funeral. Errol.
All right. A notable day in Washington. Olivia Rinaldi there in our bureau. Thank you, Olivia.